maybe एक साल के बाद वालों को पता चले फिर We are going to discuss the pricing strategy and some of the part we have already discussed it, but I am going to repeat that again here today. And on that basis, we talk about the product, we talk about the place, and now we are talking about the price. And on that basis, when we talk about the pricing, we are discussing the pricing on the basis of some objectives. And somebody has objective with respect to profit maximization, where he thinks in terms of getting more and more profit from the market, irrespective of what is the quality of the product, irrespective of that whether he will remain in the market, irrespective of that there is any sort of relationship with the customers. So he thinks that he is going to earn more and more profit over a period of time, and then after that utilize something somewhere else. But this model is now to some extent has failed, because world has entered in a new era, what is called a competition. This model was very much successful, subject to if the condition was monopoly. If you are in a monopoly condition, then you can set any price and people are bound to accept it, and they are not having choice. For example, you talk about the railway. Railway is right now only monopoly because that is run by the government, and on that basis they are setting the price. You don't have the option to go for the alternative. So on that basis you are supposed to pay that. So monopoly is there, you can go for profit maximization. That means at that time you will go for premium pricing. The second case is when we talk about the sales maximization. Sales maximization is right now in terms of that you want to go for more and more volume, and on that basis you want to achieve the economies of scale. You want, for example, you are producing 1000 products and cost is, for example, 10 rupees per product. Now you will produce 1 lakh products and cost will come down only 1 rupee. And China model, when we talk about manufacturing model with respect to the global world, they are believing in terms of sales maximization, where they will produce in lakhs, because they think world is 7 billion population, and on that basis 7 billion population will want to enter into the 7 billion mindsets, 7 billion customers, and on that basis the cost automatically gets reduced because of the economies of scale. So on that basis, when cost minimization is there, profit automatically increases. But on that basis, when we talk about Kashmiri business as such, we think that we are just going for single, what is called quick returns, quick business, quick money, and on that basis we never think in terms of sales maximization. We think that if my product is, for example, you talk about the case of the flour mills, you will find all the flour mills are selling at the rate of 10 kg flour bag, this is what's called atta, of this 300 rupees. Same bag comes from Jammu, will be available on 260. Now question is, if Jammu, this manufacturer is sending the product here, atta here, what is called flour, and 10 bags, and he sells at 260, and your own bag, which is manufactured here in this vicinity, that comes at 300. Now there is a question mark. Question mark is, if our is 300, he is thinking that my production should, for example, 10,000 bags in a month. But Jammu manufacturer, he thinks in terms of 20,000. And if you talk about Punjabi, he thinks about it should be at least 1 lakh. So when he produces 1 lakh, cost comes down. But in case of here, it is not coming down, because our vision is that we will produce only 10,000. So that means it will be costly. But when it comes to the customer side, customer is always a king. He thinks that if I am getting 260 rupees bag, why I will pay 300? If I am getting 300, why I should pay? But when we talk about these two brands from Jammu, and these are basically local brands, local in terms of generic brands. But when it comes to branding like Ashirwad, 400 rupees plus, and you talk about P-Mark, 400 rupees plus. So on that basis, when we talk about this brand, you are not paying the cost to only the product, you are also paying the brand, what type of brand you are purchasing. So on that basis, cost automatically increases. So on that basis, when we talk about this profit maximization, sales maximization, now there are third concept is the wealth maximization. Why you talk about in terms of responsibility towards the society? And responsibility towards the society means, for example, you talk about any copy you are having, ITC says that every rupee goes to the orphanage. So on that basis, that means they are talking about responsibility towards the society. And on that basis, this wealth maximization is talking about the wealth in terms of as a society should also get the benefit. They should not be on the loss side. That is why right now you talk about the world is talking about there should be zero carbons. And on why they are talking zero? Glaciers are moving, getting diminished day by day. Temperature is increasing. Many of the countries are going to this what's called under the hot water because of the increase in the temperature. So all these things are because of we are responsible for somewhere that we have produced the more carbons, more carbon dioxide, and on that basis that has become a problem. Even if you are using the aeroplane, lot of carbons are coming up, and that deteriorates the what's called our outer layer, and that becomes automatically this what's called a problem for the society. Now then there is a what's called somebody is having a share in terms of market share. Market share is that you want to increase the market share. You are having you are a 0% market share right now. But in 5 years you want 5% market share. But there are already players who are have the 95% market share. Now in that context, you have to see how I am going to improve my market share. So in market share, your thinking is about share. Your thinking is not about the cost or about the price. If market share tells you you should decrease your price, you will decrease the price. If market share tells you you should improve your price, you will increase your price. So your vision is that I should be the market leader. Then there is satisfactory profit, like actually business. That yes, I am getting small profit, or I am getting for example 20 lakhs in a year or 30 lakhs as a profit. I do not want to go for more. So this is a very small traditional type of local Kirana type of business. Now in this case, we talk about factors when we talk about in terms of responsible for the pricing decision. One of the most important ratio which you talk about in terms of quality versus price. You are always paying for the value. What you are getting from this. If this shirt costs, for example, 1,000 rupees, you will first think that whether it is worth for 1,000. If you are getting the same shirt for 500 rupees, why you will pay 1,000? That is one. If it is branded, then there is no choice. Because brand is established, you will think in terms of I am paying for the brand, and brand is also a value, and you are assured about that this is the Falani brand, and on that basis I am going to pay that, and quality is not compromised, because brand means continuous quality, and that means on the basis of branding, we talk about if you are improving the quality, you automatically becomes a brand. So that means you are not compromised on the quality portion of that product. Then there is what we call the product line pricing. For example, if you are producing one product, cost is 10 rupees. On that basis, this is only one product. And it may be in profit side or it may be in loss side. If it is loss side, you will close down. If it is a profit side, you will increase production. But big companies are not thinking in terms of, for example, big companies have all these, for example, 40 stores or 40 products. One product may be loss, another product may be profitable, another product may be medium size profit. So on that basis, they have calculated 20 products. 20 products on the basis of mean, whether that is profitable or not. If it is profitable, they will continue all. Even at times, Lifebuoy was on the loss side, but still that was in the market. Then it was improved. Right now, it is a profitable business. So on that basis, you are not talking about one business. You are talking about many products, and on that basis, you are taking average the cost into consideration. And if that is profitable, then you think in terms of product line pricing is the best pricing. But that for that purpose, you should be a corporate world. You should develop a sort of corporate culture. Yes, I should have 10 different products, and on that basis, you decide about the pricing. Then there is a competition. Competition will sometimes decide, even if your cost of producing a pen or any product is what is called on the higher side, and you are going to set the price accordingly higher side. But market tells you that you should sell it lower than that. Either you have to say goodbye to that business, or you have to sell on that basis. I have already mentioned some of the examples with respect to the kirianas and bananas and all these things, where they decide that today 1 dozen of banana will cost you 100 rupees, and third person will come, he has to sell it on the 100 rupees. He cannot sell it on the 120 or 100 because nobody will come to him. And if he is going to sell at 90, he is on the loss. So that means he is removed from the business. So competition is very tough. Sometimes you are being allowed, Many people think that the Kashmir is not good for the business because of so many businesses. But I am telling you, in Delhi, you can, as a business person, there is so much competition in every sector, you cannot survive. That is also a disadvantage. So every environment, every market has its own dynamics, and on that basis, every dynamics has its own opportunities as well as threats or survival. So on that, you have to find out where I can survive in that business. Then there is role of distributors and sellers. I mentioned about the Khushbu tea, which was just 60 rupees kg and selling plus giving a bonus product like a steel bucket or something like that. That was sold because of the push strategy. Marketing, always remember, it is a pull strategy. Marketing means customer will search for the product. Second thing is that there is a push strategy. As a retailer, you are asking me for example, tea. Your product will not be. Many of the products has failed because of that retailers or wholesalers were not earning more profit. You will always find there was a time when I used to do the MBA program, and at that time MRF and JK was not in the one shop because the retailer used to get more profit from the MRF and JK tire was not giving that profit. So what the retailer will do? Why he will get more profit, and on the basis of that, more profit means he is promoting that product. He is doing the promotion what you are supposed to do. And one of the best examples is the Rani juice. Rani juice never came in the advertisement. Never was, it was a delight for a customer. Oh, this is Rani, this is something different. And you started becoming the viral. Normal, if it's a good thing, you will spread to at least 5 people. If it is bad thing, you will spread to 10 people. And when it's good happened, this became a viral. And you talk about 2010, 2011, 2012. Rani was one of the most successful products in the northern India in those areas. And nothing advertisement with respect. It was only promoted through retail chain. So sometimes you have to see these things. Sometimes political factors are obvious, sometimes they may be. But always remember, business person is always on the right side of the government. And if he is having any ideology, then he is not a business person. Remember, business person is always on the right side of government, irrespective of the ideology. And if business person is having any ideology, then he is not supposed to be in the business. Then he will be vanished like anything. There are so many examples, and Tata is the lone case which is survived because they are ethically very strong. And on the basis of that, you have to see that what sort of pricing and what sort of government, what sort of all these factors should be there, which will decide your pricing of your product. Then there is pricing strategies. Either you will use the skimming strategy, high price, high promotion, and on that basis you are promoting proper product like anything like Jio, and on that basis you are also cashing it. Then there is penetration pricing. Why you are charging low? It can be high promotion, but you are charging very low. And China is doing across the world on the basis of penetration pricing. And there is strategy to eliminate competition first. Because on low price, if you have a very long vision, big vision for the company, then definitely you are thinking in terms of first of all, I will remove the competition which is available in that. But sometimes competition will tell you, you have to sell it 200 rupees. What will happen at that time? Competition in the market tells you, don't sell it 30. Nobody is going to purchase it. You have to sell it on 20. At that time, cost-oriented prices fails. Then business also fails. You have. That's why I am talking about price-volume ratio is very much important. Price, which is mostly absent in our business. In the J&K, you will find that they never consider price-volume ratio. How much price I should set and how much volume I should produce, and on that basis that determines your. And this is very much important when we talk about this price-volume ratio that determines your success. Then there is going rate price. Whatever is market, you have to face. You have to, irrespective of whether you are in the profit or you are in the loss, you have to follow the market trends. So market trends tells you, for example, what is called in terms of the saffron. Market trend means For last 10 years, saffron is being sold, for example, 200 rupees gram. Iranian saffron is also available, that is sold 120 rupees gram. But this 200 is never becoming with the 300. And although quality wise is the best, and medicinal properties wise it's the best, crocin content wise is the best, coloration dye based it is best, but everybody knows it is used per cover. And on that basis, why should I spend more than 200 rupees per gram? So it is a market trend. Either you have to convince the customer that you are not taking the saffron for the kava, you are taking some medicine, calpol for example. If you are using the calpol as a paracetamol, it is also having the crocin content that can be used for your calpol. And if that is there, then people will start that it is organic. So that strategy is missing. So that means market tells you, you have to accept it. Now, competitive bidding. That is normally in the government sector. We have to make this building. Minimum is bid is submitted, and on that basis bidding is selected. But bidding price is problem with respect to that. Quality is not maintained. Yes. For example, you have to make a big building or something like that. I will sell it. For example, somebody gives a bid of 2 crore, another give 3 crore, another give 4 crore. 3 crore has also quality standards, 4 crore has also quality standards, and 2 crore has already quality standards. As a head, I am supposed to select the cheaper one. So on that basis, that bidding does not, in FMCG sector, that does not work. Then there is break-even price. Break-even pricing is no profit, no loss. And on that basis, when your competition is at survival stage, when your business is at survival stage, you have to see that can I sell it on low profit and low loss basis. And this strategy is not a permanent strategy. Let me tell you, break-even price and loss-leader pricing strategies always used as a short-term strategy. It is a short term of 10 days, 5 days, not more than that. And if that is done, then you can grab the market again. And if you are thinking in terms of, I have to continue with, then better to close down the business. Or better to close down that product. So that is also one of the strategy. Closing down does not mean as a, what's called, sell it on the 8 rupees. And how long I can survive? First question is, how long I can survive? And how long I can survive and how much I will grab the market. And these two questions are very much important in deciding the loss leader pricing. And loss leader pricing is not used by normal entrepreneurial business. It can be never used. Also, break-even is not used by the entrepreneurial business. You have to be a very corporate leader, where there is a very big capital behind you. Then you can decide about that strategy. Then this is a value based. Value based is on the basis of your mobile. Always you are getting a new mobile, and new mobile is always coming. It is having these features. And so that means they are justifying your 80,000 because of those new, and that means you are paying for the value. So it's concept. You are talking about, for example, even a small retailer shop sometimes tells you that my fruits are fresh. That is why I am charging you 10 rupees or 20 rupees extra. So if it is fresh, what is? Freshness is value. And you are paying for value. So this value pricing is also used right now, and is a new trend in the marketing, where they are talking in terms of value-based pricing. Then there is what we call the no, there is one more. Yes. Pricing strategy. These are the strategy grabbing the customers, keeping engaging the customers. For example, you have to, sometimes people are not willing to go to any mart or something like that. So they want to use online and get it. But on that, on the other side, your survival is on that is at stake. So you think in terms of giving a special discount and making that special discount as a viral marketing. And people know that there is a huge discount, best products are available, and that is a marketing strategy. And you think that you are going there and I have to something I have to purchase jackets or something, new dresses are there, and we are getting a very low cost. So on that basis, you want to clear. Either it can be special event pricing can be on the basis of Eid, on the basis of festivals, on the basis of Holi, or you want to clear your stocks, you want to clear your inventory, so that everything is cleared, new things will come in. Or it is special event pricing is, for example, 31st December. Before that, particularly for the books, if they are with respect to editions, they want to clear because they know that on the 1st January nobody is going to take this book. So better is clear it from the market. So on that basis, these type of special. That is another psychological bata. 999. If we take 1000, 1000 is 1000. 999 is 999. Still 3 figures. It is not 4 figures. And this is doing. This is done by this what's called Woodlands. 4,995. It is 5,000. But 5 rupees, and they pay that 5. First thing they do before giving you the voucher, 5 rupees is this. So giving a psychological impact, or it's not 5,000 you are paying, it's only 4,900. So this is a psychological pricing. So sometimes you have to use these type of strategies while you cannot deceive the customer, but you have to tell them that I am providing the value. I am providing the value. Then there is price, psychological discounting. And that happens, psychological discount. You are talking about off-season. Off-season sale. In winter, summer sale, in summer, winter sale. On that basis, you are giving a psychological discount. And on that basis, I will purchase. You are purchasing discount. But instead of purchasing, for example, 1,000, you are going for shopping for 5,000. Your shopping intention was? 1,000. But psychologically, you are purchasing for how much? 5,000. For 5,000 later. And that suffices one content, volume. Sales maximizing principle. So on that basis, on one side he is giving the discount, but his principle through sales maximizing is fulfilled through this psychological discount. Then there is time pricing. That is with respect to vegetables and all this thing. Time is good, okay, and time is evening or something like that. For example, you talk about peach column for 2 days, fresh pricing is different, and after that, different. So sometimes you think psychological. This is what's called price discrimination. Price discrimination. If you are talking about price discrimination, it is very difficult to make the brand. Because brand means continuous quality and continuous price. And on that basis, you can give the psychological discounts. You can give the psychological. But if you are purchasing, if your pricing is one in the Kashmir, one in the Jammu, another in the Delhi, then that it will not become the brand. And that is why one of the biggest problems with our what's called shawl industry, carpet industry, they face because of the price discrimination. And that is why we are not able to develop as a continuous own brand, where you can say it is a vibrant. Even in the saffron, you will find a baby brand in Delhi, but from Kashmir, you will not find a lively brand because price discrimination plays one of the negative roles in terms of losing the brand value. With these words, thank you for your patience and for